Well, this came to my attention a few months ago. I think that this case highlights the issues that we're having with funding for forensic computer analysts. In this state, the Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force deals with these types of offenses. We prosecute them here in this office, as most state's attorneys do. The problem is there's one lab in the whole state. It generally takes a year at best to get a computer analyzed. So we have assistants and forms and everything to assist us in the investigative part of things, what we need to take as far as hardware and computers, but then actually having it analyzed is another issue. And so in this case, the ICAC forensic analyst essentially said, because of Mr. Dockum's job, we're going to bump this to the front of the list. So we got our results in about 3 months, which was significantly fast-tracked.
Okay. Mr. Silver implied that this was just something that happened to be on somebody's computer, and there's no evidence that...
Well, I think that, I'll rely on the information that was filed in the affidavit and the police report. We'll obviously have forensic computer analysts, the one that did the work, as well as another individual that works with her, that will be able to talk about what it means to access these images. We will have people from the school testifying to whose computer this was, who had it, whether it was password protected. I mean, those are all going to be elements of any of these types of cases. That's what we need to show. There's no information in the affidavit that indicates there was anything that involved local children. Just last week, there was some testimony I just happened to be up at the legislature, and there was some testimony, I believe it was in the House Appropriations Committee by Attorney General Sorrell, that cited the connection between child pornography and some type of inappropriate touching. And those are studies that I'm going to look at myself, because obviously that's a concern for us. We generally come upon these cases in this situation, as the affidavit states. We came upon this situation because of Megan Dockum coming upon some things that were of concern to her. Other cases like this, we generally come into this type of evidence because we're already investigating something. I've been careful to not have any conversations at all with the superintendent or anything even related to that situation. So only because I want to make sure that it's clear that our investigation has had nothing to do, essentially nothing to do with the fact that he's a teacher. We got our computer looked at quicker because he's a teacher, but we actually didn't even ask for that. The ICAC forensics computer person is the one that said, given his position, I'm going to put this higher up on the list. So I just think it's important to make sure that it's plain, that we're keeping our investigation separate. He has a condition 14, he has the conditions of no contact and no harass Megan Dockum. That's his wife. She, if you read the affidavit, she was the initial reporter. She came in to the police department to report some images that were of concern to her that were on their home computer. So that's really why I'm asking for a no contact as to her. That, and she's working with the Victim Advocate Office here, and we don't want her to have, she doesn't want contact, so we want her to be able to make that decision. The judge allowed there to be third-party contact, and it's somewhat unclear to me. It sounds like if that becomes an issue, it's my position that if it becomes an issue with her receiving phone calls from individuals associated with the defendant that are bothering her essentially about the case, then I'll be making a motion to the court to even prevent the third-party contact. So at this point, Judge Howard's made his ruling about conditions, so I'll just do my best to monitor those and see if there are any issues. If there are, then I would file a motion.
This is probably a little bit of a tangent, but the DNA...